So I'm just going to highlight these two. Other quantity multiply these two column. And I'll go to hard column option here. What did I want to do? I want to perform a standard arithmetic. And what is that? I want to multiply these two together. So I have this one here. So I'm just going to call this as selling price. Anyway, uh, let me call it selling, not selling price. I think I'm going to use.
That's your sales.
Yes, this is my sales. Yeah. I think we have one. So this other one that we had sales amount here. Where is that? Where is that? Okay, this one. So I'm going to knock this one off. Then we can use this unit price and this that quantity to get the cost price, you know. Same thing, I'm going to multiply the two together. And I'll call this my cost, right? Or yeah, I'll just say cost anyway. Let me just put it as cost. Then so the next thing is this shipping fee. So where are we adding it? Are we adding it with the cost, or is part of the sales amount? Is part of the total revenue? So what do we think? Should we add it to the
Me, I think it should be separate because it's not going towards anything like profit
okay.
For the company. It's going to be spent basically for shipping, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. So you are saying that we should just leave this, we should leave it alone.
Yes, that's my train of thought anyway.
Okay.
So how can they account for cost?
It
So
depends.
can't leave
We have
it
to
alone
account
now.
for cost.
We have to account for it now.
It depends because again, it depends if this company charge shipping fee, for in addition, to their client. So, for example, you buy something from eBay, and sometimes they say you have to pay postage separately, to the cost of of the thing. And some business they will tell you that shipping is free, so maybe they pay for it. So we, like you said, we need to decide there.
Okay.
Is being charged to the client, or is the company paying on behalf of the client for this? Either way, we have to account for it.
So normally let's not charge it to the cost, because one way or the other, someone is going to pay for that cost. So we can then add the shipping cost to the total cost. So that will give you the total cost of that particular item. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's real.
I think yeah, I'll agree with you. Yes, no, I'm going to agree with you on that too. So let me go back. Okay, let me just delete this step. Let me delete it. Okay. Let me delete it quickly. Just delete everything. Okay. I think, where did I start that? Okay, so this is my sales amount. And for units, okay, so let me just go to a hard column, custom column. What is the cost? And we said the quantity, the unit price multiply by that quantity. Let me put this into bracket to be on the safer side. Close this. Then I had my shipping fee. Okay. Now, okay. I think this is a bit reasonable because if you look at it, 92.04, I think this makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you, sirs, and thank you, Ma. Okay, let me change it to currency 6 decimal. Okay, I think we are good now. We are good. So let me go back to our Power BI canvas now. Okay. It's loading. Okay. Right. Okay, I think that's for now. So if we now come back here now, so we are going to write some DAX, for function just to calculate some of those key measures that we need. So one of the way that I normally do that, and I encourage people, is to create a separate table. Store all those formula, all those measures that we are creating. We can store them inside. So and how do we do that? So if you look up here, we see enter data. I'm going to click on this enter data, and it's going to, like, maybe I want to enter a data into an Excel. You could see column and this thing and the name of the table. So I'm going to name this table my key measures, that at least these are measures that are very important to this project I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and load it, and you'll see the table here. It's gonna come as an empty table anyway, so you won't see anything there except that column 1. So this is it here. You can see key measures column 1. So now the first thing we want to do is we want to know the total revenue, that is all the total money that comes into the business. So just right clicking here, I'll say new measure. So the new measure and my DAX pane is going to open here, which I has, and I'm going to delete everything. So what I want to do is now total, I'll call it total revenue. Revenue. Okay. Right. So now our total revenue now is just the addition of I should have even go to, let me do it inside when we have the table view, so that we could see what I'm trying to mention here. So you see now, so for us to get our total revenue now is going to be addition of all these sales amounts. So which is exactly what we want to do. So again, I'm going to click it here, key measures, new measures. So because I didn't save that, so all those things I'm trying to write before, they have gone, but I just wanted to show us so that we could be seeing the table. So this is what we are summing up now. We want to sum up everything on sales amount, and that will store it as our total revenue. Okay, which is just going to write sum. I'm just going to call up the sum function. You can say it's asking me which column name. I can scroll down here and look for this same column name, which is sales amount. Or I can start typing, sales and everything, that starts with SAL is going to come out from your table. It's not as if I'm cramming anything. It's just I'm telling him what to do, or he's even telling me what to do. Say, I need some, and it's asking me what is the name of the column name. So I'm just gonna go and get the actual column name, which is this sales amount. Then I close it. So this becomes my total revenue. It said total revenue is already used for measure table key measure. Oh, I have the other one. Oh, okay, that other one that I was trying to do. Oh, sorry about this. Sales amount, and that's it. So I think the other one that I was trying to create, so I'm going to just hide this column 1. If I had this column 1 now, hide in report view. Okay, so this is one of the tricks, my own personal trick. If I had this column 1 to bring my key measures at the top, which is perfect because this is what I'm going to be dealing with most of the time, this table here. So if I delete it, it may still be at the bottom there. So one of the things I normally do, instead of deleting it, I just hide it, and I can have my key measures. That table comes at the top ahead of other tables. So this is our total sales now. We've done that, total revenue. So let's also calculate, the total cost. So can anyone just help us? What function do we use to calculate the total cost now? So we are going to also call the variable total cost. So how do we get this total cost now? Anyone to help?
So,
Okay, sum. I'm gonna call up. And which column name are we calling up?
total cost.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. So that's it. So now we've done this. Let's go to the report view and just look at, let me delete this one away from here, the blank measure. Okay, so you can see now I have total revenue. If I just call this total revenue, which is 135, and for total cost as well, I just pick this and I have this, so which is reasonable. So that means by the time we multiply, we subtract this from this, we'll get, oh, this is the profit that the business is making. So again, if I don't want to come this route, so this is what we know as explicit. I can't, sorry, I thought I had a board. I wanted to write something, explicit here. At least this is an explicit measure. But these same things that we have done using the function, if you go to our data, we can easily drag, okay, where is that sales amount here? We can drag this here and say, okay, you know what, perform an aggregate function. So there are different types of aggregate function that you can perform. Is it sum? If I go here, so the aggregate function is performing here is the sum, which is the same thing as this. But the beauty of this is that anytime for maybe the data type change or something happen, this value will be wrong here. But this one is standing on its own, and that's what we call explicit versus implicit measure. This is the best approach. This one here, this guy here, using the DAX formula. This one, I can come here, maybe mistakenly say, oh, I don't want this, to be sum. We're doing manual, maybe somebody change, and you will just be looking, you just be wondering, oh, what's going to happen with my report? But whether I change anything here, maybe I go to the data view, because there is something we normally have in the data view here. If I come here, say, let me see. Okay, inside the report view, sales amount here. So you see, say summarization. If I put it as unsummarized, and I try to use it in my report, it's not going to jive. It's not going to give me something that's meaningful. At least I'm telling you that it should not summarize. But this one here stand on its own, and that's why I recommend using. Of course, the DAX function is just the basic one. You don't have to make it complex, like getting the total revenue, total cost. And I want to believe that that's clear enough for us. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this now quickly because of our time. I'm going to go here to the key measures again. Let's calculate the profit now. Okay, we are going to calculate the profit. And how do we calculate the profit? We can easily just say profit is equal to, because I have stored this as a measure now, I can easily call all this total revenue, say, total, I can call it up just like that. Total revenue minus total cost, and that's it. And that's my profit. So let's also see what that is looking at. Yeah, 74 million, 7 point. You can change this. You want it to write in the full, but because of writing 7400 is going to be long. So these are some of the things we want to do. Let's start building the report quickly. Of course, we want to have our total revenue here. Maybe we can have total cost or something like that. We can have it here. Okay, so I'm still just dragging this one here, because when we are building the report, most times people read report in Z format. I thought this, okay, yeah. People read reports in Z format like this. Okay, So what that means is that important, all the important KPI, it needs to be at the top here. So all the important things need to be here, somewhere here, even here as well, when you put everything in. So the least important visuals or metrics you are trying to show should come here, which is, they just like glancing through, even when we are glancing through our book notes sometimes, some people will just snap through like this. So that's why I said it is recommended that make sure you put the important stuff there. Okay. Clear our drawings. Okay, so I'm gonna go back again. So again, we have this. Another thing we could also calculate is, let's calculate, total number of orders. We can using the order ID. So we can say again, new measure. We want to calculate total order. And another thing we also look at there, the rating. We can even calculate the average rating. So quickly, total order. Okay, we could now say you can use, because sometimes an order can appear more than one time. So to be on the safer side, we are going to use distinct count. That is, if in that in that column or in that row there is a particular order that appear once or more than once, then count it as one for me. That is, make it a distinct. So I'm just going to use a distinct, order. Again, just saying I want to count. When I turn distinct count, it asks me what is the column name. You can see it's very not something really we should be running away from. Just the simple basic one. Distinct count, ask me the order, the column name. The column name is the order ID anyway. So, and that's it. So I can get here and get the total number of orders. Again, just clicking here, I have my total orders as well, which is, this is the total number of orders, was this particular business or store has within the time frame we are analyzing. So again, let's just calculate the average rating again, because we have a rating here, and we could use the same way, say new measure, and just calculate, just a minute. Okay, it's coming. Let's just say AVG rating, we can also use again just the average, like normal Excel, pulling up the average. And if I click on this average again, it's gonna ask me again what is the name of the column name. So I have it written. I'm gonna pull it up. So this is the name of the table, and this is the column. You know, that's it. I'm just gonna use and close the bracket. You can see it's very simple. That is not something we should run away from. Not just to understand the basic anyway. And there is a website. I think I've shared it with us a couple of times. You just go to dax.guide. Yeah, dax.guide. Everything is there. The basic one. What do you want to do? Do you want to perform the sum? Everything is here. And you can see an example. Like, you even see, let me look for sum. I'm just gonna come here and say, sorry, this thing is blocking my view here. Okay, just go to sum, average, everything, if everything max, everything is here. Yep. So for example, where is the sum now? Sum. Okay. There is also what we call sum X. You can say sum column name. We even see a video here, say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do here. You can say sum X. This one is like the one we did here, the other data table that we had to calculate, we had to create a separate column to calculate this sales amount. You can use the sum X, and the way sum X works in iteration. It goes through each of the column. I can use sum X now, just say sum X, that quantity and sales price. It's still, it's going to just give me that one single value. Let's just quickly test that to see how sum X work. Sorry, this thing is blocking my view. Let me put it away. Right, I'm just gonna quickly new measure. So I want to use sum X now to get this same total revenue. I can call sorry, test ref. I'm just going to call it that. I'm going to call up some X, and some X is going to ask you, what is the name of the table? And that's the first thing. The name of the table is data. And you put in your comma. You just follow this intelligence here. You just follow in the comma. And you say, what is the expression? The expression is that's my selling price. Where is it? Selling. Is it selling price, or what do we have there? Sales price. Yeah, that my sales price here. I want to multiply it by quantity. That quantity here, and I close this up. Okay, so it's going to perform the same thing that we did in the Power Query, by creating um a separate column. Is the same thing we have here. So just to explain some X and other functions. So let's just take this one off, remove this. We have I think we've done the average rating. Average rating, let's just put that here. This one here. Of course, we can reduce all this. The size are much, but let's just say this is total order. We can even do maybe total product. So the other one that we should create also, let's calculate, let's just show a graph, a line chart, because whenever we are doing with time series, it's recommended that we use a line chart. So I'm going to use a line chart here to say, okay, I want to see the total revenue over time. And I can, we already have our calendar dates here, rather. So I can say, okay, let's take this our year. This is the year, and we want to see how that trend in terms of total revenue. Okay, we can see, how this plays along. This makes sense, right? So we can even add like a forecasting to this line chart and say, okay, forecast for us, maybe in the next 1 year or 2 years, we can add that. So let's just say, okay, this is what we want to create. And maybe we also want to look at the total revenue in terms of products. I think we have, let's see, product category. I can use this one, product category. Yes. Okay, these are all the product category that we have. So how are they paying in terms of revenue to the business? Or should we use profit? But I'm just going to go along with this revenue. And this is it. Remember that we are picking this. There is no any connection. Okay. Remember that this is a different table entirely. This product category. But the reason, but why this is working is because that we already create a relationship here. We've created this relationship. Like I said, this product category here, because we have created this relationship between these two tables. So anything we try to calculate from this, we call any of these guys up, any of these guys up, any of these guys up, they are going to communicate with each other. And that's because we've done the modeling, we built the model around this dimension and our fact table here. Okay. Yeah, so that's how it works here. So okay, let's just say, okay, we have this one here. And maybe in terms of subcategory, we can also look at the top 5. Okay, maybe these are the subcategory. Let's also look at the revenue in terms of this subcategory. So we have this, but this is we can reduce. Okay, let's say we want to focus on the top 5. So I can come here, come to this filter pane here. So of course, I can also calculate rank that. We should rank each of these subcategory by the total, but I don't want to go that route by calculating that. So I'm just going to come here and use what we know as the function here. Sorry, as a filter. So I'm going to add this total revenue. I'm going to add it here, and it's going to ask me. So I want to let me see. Okay, I think I should. I'm going to use this subcategory to filter, and I'm going to use top end. At least, what is the top end? So I want to look at the top maybe top 5. Just show me top 5 only. By what value? By this total revenue. Apply filter. It's going to reduce it. Okay, so this is my top 5 subcategories that are actually doing very well. So our time is up. So we would continue hopefully by Monday. But I was thinking maybe we could just finish this up anyway. But our time is up now. So thank you for listening, and I'll just for the next 1 or 2 minutes to answer questions or comments. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azim. Do we have any questions at all? And any misconceptions that we want to address before we go? Or any feedback about Power BI that we can prepare for next week?
I think there's a lot to swallow right now. That's why people are not talking.
I think as in
recording is available.
It is, yes. I've recorded this session, so we are going to
maybe you can stop
definitely
recording
get
now.
it. Yes, I'm even looking for the thing that can stop the recording.
Mr. Azim.